My first quarter here was probably the roughest because I was adjusting, away from home. I'd never moved out before. When I came to school here, it was rather difficult because before I transferred, I came in with a rather high GPA, and my first quarter here it dropped down. I didn't think a GPA could go lower than a 2 or a 1, and so it's shocking to see that. And coming from what I was used to, it was definitely a lot harder. And the difficulty of university from a junior college or even high school was just so substantial that I didn't recognize it at first. I got a letter from the dean's office, and it was scary because I've never received such a terrifying letter of failure. And when I got it, I didn't know how to handle it. I just followed the directions, and I went into the dean's office, and they explained what subject to dismissal was, and told me that if I don't turn my grades around, I'm going to be dismissed. And once I talked with them more, they said you can stay, but we need to see a plan of approval. Like, what's your new approach? You have to utilize these resources. And some of them were actually of great help. I think the test taking one was of the most help. They gave you different strategies, and I definitely utilized those, and I still utilize those. The first time I met with an advisor, I hadn't really connected with anyone on campus. Didn't really make any friends yet, so I just felt kind of alone. She said, you have to find what works for you. And it was so simple, but I hadn't quite considered it. I was trying to do everything else that everyone else was doing. And then after that point, I was trying to find what works for me. I started questioning everything after that point. I had tried all these animal science courses based off this preconceived idea that I wanted to be a doctor or veterinarian. Coming from a Mexican background, it made a lot of my family proud that I was going to go to school and be a veterinarian. And so I remember seeing that in their eyes and being like, okay, I can do this, that can drive me, but it still just wasn't a good fit. And then I realized that the idea for me for that goal was not to be a veterinarian, but rather to own the business. I realized I was more interested in that. And so then I thought, well, if I change to managerial economics degree, I can own my own business. Once I changed majors, things got a lot better. I started enjoying my classes more. I had more of an interest in what I was learning. Definitely when it came from mathematics, statistics, and economics, I enjoyed all of it. All the puzzle pieces just started coming together, and I think switching majors is what was key in that situation. It definitely helps finding that person that cares enough to talk to you about it and that can relate to you. For the first time, I had someone that I could connect with, someone that I could ask questions to and advise me, because like most people, I would assume they need a mentor. They need someone just to give them a little bit of direction, and then they can start running. From the beginning of getting my academia in order, I was able to get my life in order and get my work in order. And so now I'm doing what I love and what I want to do maybe for the rest of my life.